has always been there. Long before we gave it a name. Before we traced stories across its surface. Before we ever wondered what it might be made of. It was watching. It watched the first fires flicker against the dark. Watched oceans rise and fall in quiet obedience. Watched as something small and fragile learn to look up. And when we did not look away. We mapped it, measured it, named every shadow we could see. But the moon never answered. Not when we asked what it was, not when we asked how it came to be, and not even when we finally reached it. For most of human history, the moon was thought to be unchanging, a fixed presence, airless, silent, dead. Scientific observation confirmed it. No weather, no liquid water on the surface, no atmosphere to carry sound. Temperatures swing from nearly 250 degrees Fahrenheit in sunlight to negative 400 degrees Fahrenheit in darkness, a place where nothing stirs, and yet it moves. Not across the sky, but within it, locked in what scientists call tidal synchronization. The moon rotates at exactly the same rate that it orbits the Earth. One rotation every 27.3 days, which means from here, we only ever see one side. The same face, the same scars, the same silent expression. Watching. Early astronomers mapped its surface in careful detail. The dark plains were called Maria, Latin for seas. But they are not seas. They are vast fields of ancient basalt formed billions of years ago, when the moon was still geologically alive. A time when it could still change. A time before it became what it is now. Still, cold, unresponsive. But even that is not entirely true, because the moon does respond, not to itself, but to us. Its gravity reaches across space, pulling at Earth's oceans, creating tides that rise and fall with predictable precision. Entire ecosystems move to its rhythm. Spawning cycles, migration patterns, even human sleep, subtly influenced by its light. Scientific studies still debate the extent of that influence. But the connection is undeniable. It does not speak. It does not move as we do. But it is not absent. It is involved. And for a long time, that was enough to watch from a distance, to measure, to calculate, to believe that distance meant separation, until we decided to cross it. The moon does not produce light. What we see, what we have always seen, is reflected sunlight, a surface of dust and stone catching light from a distant star and sending it back across space. Its brightness changes, not because the moon itself changes, but because of how much of it we are allowed to see. A cycle, new moon, waxing crescent, first quarter, full, then slowly it disappears again. A pattern so precise, it can be predicted centuries in advance. And yet, it does not feel predictable, because each phase feels different. A thin crescent low on the horizon feels distant. A full moon, high and bright, feels present, closer than it should. same object, the same distance, but never quite the same experience. It is not changing, and yet it appears to. By the mid-20th century, the distance between Earth and the Moon was no longer a mystery. It was a number. 238,855 miles, measured, calculated, reduced to something that could be crossed. And so, we began to build machines designed not just to observe, but to arrive. In July of 1969, a mission designated Apollo 11 left Earth carrying 3 human beings toward the surface of the Moon. Apollo 11 moon landing. Their names were Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and Michael Collins. For the first time in history, the Moon was no longer just something we could see. It was somewhere we could go. The landing site was chosen carefully, a relatively smooth region known as the Sea of Tranquility. Flat, predictable, safe, or as safe as anything can be on a world with no air, no weather, and no margin for error. At 2017 UTC, the lunar module made contact with the surface. A brief transmission followed. Houston, Tranquility Base here, the Eagle has landed. Moments later, Neil Armstrong descended a narrow ladder and stepped onto ground that had remained untouched for billions of years. The surface behaved differently than expected. The dust, fine, powder-like regolith, clung to everything. It moved in slow, soft arcs, falling without air resistance. No wind to scatter it, no sound to accompany it, just motion, in silence. Every movement was deliberate. Gravity here was only 1/6 of Earth's. Each step carried farther, each motion lingered longer. Time itself seemed to stretch, and everywhere they looked, there it was. The same horizon, the same stillness, the same unchanging terrain. They described it as magnificent, desolate, beautiful. But there was something else, something harder to define. Because for the first time, the perspective had shifted. For all of human history, we had looked up at the Moon now. Something stood on its surface, looking back at Earth. A blue sphere, suspended in blackness, alive with motion, fragile, observed. Samples were collected, experiments were deployed, photographs were taken. The mission proceeded exactly as planned, and then they left. The surface remained undisturbed once more, except for footprints and the faint impressions of machinery. Marks that, without atmosphere or erosion, may remain for millions of years. Proof that we have been there, or perhaps that we have been allowed to be there. Space is silent. There is no air to carry sound, no wind, no echo. And yet, during the Apollo missions, the astronauts heard something unexpected. Not on the surface, but in orbit, while passing behind the far side of the Moon, cut off from all communication with Earth. They reported a sound, a kind of whistling, not constant, not loud, but unmistakable. Recorded in mission transcripts discussed briefly after their return. Never fully explained. Apollo 10. The official interpretation suggests it may have been interference. Radio signals interacting in unusual ways. A technical artifact. And that explanation is reasonable. But context changes perception. Because they were not just anywhere. They were behind the Moon, on the side we never see. Completely alone. No Earth in the sky. No signal. No sound. Except something. And then, as they emerged from behind the Moon, it stopped.